you guys, and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be tea filled, and honestly I think it's kind of a story time as well, because the amount of ridiculous things that happened. Today's video is my overall high school experience and why I hated high school. I think a good portion of why I hated high school was the school I went to. I don't know if I would have liked school. Like, I don't like school in general, but this school just made it 10 times worse. Exactly like my university career, but my university education. I think a good portion of why I hated it was because of the school I went to. So, a little disclaimer before we do get into this video is not all the teachers were bad. Not all the staff members were bad. I grew up in a small town. My graduating class was the biggest in a few years, and it had roughly 106. So our high school is from grade 7 to grade 12. Because our town is so small, we don't have a middle school. So grade 7 to grade 12, and there's roughly 600 kids in it. So that really goes to show how small my town is. It's an everybody knows everybody type of situation, and yeah, it's not the greatest situation. For me, I know people who have had amazing experiences at the same high school. It all just depends on your situation, and yeah, I don't know what else to touch on that, but not everybody is bad and not everybody is evil, but a good portion of them at this school were. I don't know, I don't want anybody that I know to find this video and think that I'm completely bashing the school. I am, but I don't want people to think I'm bashing the people. But I am. I just mind twisted myself. But, like, I don't know, no ill will, I don't know, this, let's just go right into this video. I have my notes on here, and it's, like, literally just some of the things I was told and some of the things that was said. I guess we'll just start with the stuff that I want, with one thing I know I've already mentioned on this channel, is my teacher technically called me a crackhead. It was in a math class, I believe, and I missed a day of school when he said, don't do this on the test, it's going to be wrong. I missed that day, or I just wasn't paying attention, I don't know, but I did that on the test. The thing he said not to do, I did on the test. So, again, I don't remember him saying this, but my friend was in that class. He said, do you want to know why we don't do crack assemblies in the gym? And we're like, no. And he's like, because people like Kenzie would only hear must do crack. because I did the opposite of what he said. But he called me out in front of my entire class. Again, I don't remember this, so I don't think I was there, because my friend literally said that day or the next day, and I didn't clue in. So either I just really didn't pay attention in his class, or I wasn't there for either day. Because I did miss a lot of high school as well. The good portion of that was because I didn't want to go, because I didn't like it. So anyway, I was sick a lot, so I had an excuse not to go. But when I was sick, even if I was just a little bit sick, I would stay home because I didn't want to go to school. Anyway, the next one is our gym teacher telling us that we're gonna thank him in a couple of years, because this one is really messed up. Our gym teacher, we were doing like laps or lines or whatever, and he's like, you're gonna thank me when you're in your wedding dress. And then on top of that, the same gym teacher, if you have more than an inch of fat on your body, you are fat. He called the majority of our class fat, and this was like grade 8 or 7. Or maybe 9, I don't know. It was early on in high school, and I'm just like, whoa, okay. And then also in gym class, they weighed you in like grades 7, 8, and 9. They weighed you. And like the one teacher I had that did this was very nice and let us go in one at a time and he would just write it down. But then another messed up thing is that they put our weight on our report card. They put our weight, like our body weight, on our report card underneath our gym grade. How messed up is that? Completely switching topics is sports. I had 2 friends that signed up for the football team. You had to be in grade 9 or older, so grade 9, 10, 11, 12, to be on the football team. I had 2 friends who were girls who signed up for tryouts for the football team. The teacher or the coach scribbled their name out, and when the girls asked why, they were told that no girls were allowed on the team. Or something along those lines. Sexist. That's not the only form of sexism in the school, but that's the example I'll use. Because the school was also sexist. A lot of the teachers and workers were sexist. And that kind of goes into play with dress code. I could not wear this to school. I would not be allowed to wear this to school, and it's also a crop top, so I would not be allowed to wear it to school. Because shoulders are distracting. But boys can be topless in gym class, and that's not a problem. Boys can wear wife beaters, or like, there's a lot of boys in our school that would like, it's like the wife beater like this, but they cut this part so that it was literally just a big loop, and you could see like everything. It was basically, I don't know how to describe it, but like it was a big cut down and up, so you could see their sides, you could see their stomach, you could see everything. But that was okay, but I couldn't wear this. And to go off of that, I couldn't wear my V-neck. I'll see if I can find a picture of it. Excuse me. I'll see if I can find a picture of this shirt. It was a pink Lululemon shirt, and I loved it to bits. It was my first Lululemon top, and it was pink, and it was V-necked, and like it wasn't low ride, but it was low ride. But I was in grade 7 or 8, and it had straps like this, and the teacher told me, like, pulled me to her desk, like, said, "Kenzie, come here, please," and she told me to pull it up and not to wear it again. And she said it was inappropriate and a bunch of other things because it was a tight top. But basically the point was she dress coded me for wearing a tight Lululemon top that was a V-neck. I don't know. I was in grade 7 or 8. I have no boobs to this day. I definitely didn't have boobs back then. What am I showing? Pull what up? Like, there's nothing there. I don't know. Just talking about this irks me because it was such a shitty experience, and the amount of shitty things that happened in 6 short years was pretty disgusting. Moving on. The same people were picked for every single team, so if you didn't make the team in grade 7, good luck trying to make it in grade 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. And so I tried out for every single sports team that I could, other than track and badminton. I won't even say that. I know I tried out for a lot of sports, but I will say I tried out for basketball and volleyball every single year from grade 7 till grade 10, and then I gave up. Yeah, I'm probably not good because you've never put me on a team. In grade 7, they I don't know. There's not enough sports teams for them to put, I don't know, because it was the same people. If you played basketball, you were pretty much guaranteed a spot for the volleyball team, and vice versa. So it was the same group of people for those teams every single year. Every single year. Yeah, they would put one extra person on every couple years, but we see you. We knew what you were doing. I don't know. I don't even know what that was, if that was just a piss off or discrimination or what. But they didn't give anybody else an opportunity if they didn't make the team in grade 7. So obviously they weren't improving because they weren't put on a team. I don't know. Most high schools have a prom, especially for their seniors, especially for their grade 12s. Our school did not. My prom consisted of 4 or 5 songs after what we call our grand march. So you go up on stage and you walk down through the crowd. This is all changed too. Like, the school has nothing to do with their prom anymore. But you go up on stage and you walk down through the crowd, and then 4 or 5 songs. So like, I danced with my dad, I danced with my escort, and then I danced 1 or 2 songs with my friends, and then I left. And then that was our prom. So we gotta wear big pretty dresses. I'll show a picture of my prom dress. We gotta wear our dresses, and boys gotta wear their suits, but it was a sorry excuse for a prom. It was not a prom. And they didn't even call it a prom. It was just part of our grad. But that's it. They have a much better setup now because the school has nothing to do with their prom, and they now have a supper with their prom. However, mine was a sorry excuse, and I think it's a sorry excuse that the school has nothing to do with the prom anymore. That really says a lot. Yeah. Throw that out there. When I graduated, there was no school dances. I don't think there had been school dances for 3 or 4 years. Like, I don't think there was a school dance since grade 9. Given nobody went, but also given nobody went because they sucked. Sorry excuse for dances, and then they just canceled them altogether. Kind of going off of that, they wanted to cancel our entire graduation. This was rumors. This was never confirmed. But from what I heard is that they wanted to cancel our graduation ceremony, our prom. They did want to cancel the prom. That was confirmed. But they wanted to cancel the ceremony and just mail our diplomas. I personally don't believe this one because I think that would be very pathetic. And I think a lot of parents would have had a heyday with that one. But the prom part was true. The grad part was never confirmed. Could be true, could be not. I wouldn't put it past my school. But I also don't think they're that stupid and that pathetic, if that makes sense. Kind of going back, this is all over the place. I'm sorry, this is just like the shitty things my school did, I guess. Only sports people, like if you were on a sports team, got to participate in pep rallies and assemblies. And like I mentioned before, it was the same people on every sports team pretty much. So the same people got to participate in these pep rallies and assemblies, and then we also have a Remembrance Day assembly, and like the people that got to bring up the poppies or the flowers or whatever were sports people. So like, they didn't give anybody else an opportunity to get involved. They didn't give anybody else an opportunity to participate. Favoritism, 100%. Okay, and one of the last points I'll make is that and this isn't even this, actually I think it is the school, I'm not sure how it goes, but we have what we called a career fair that was mandatory in grade 11. It was a 2-day career fair, and you had to go for 1 day. So it was across the street in another building that a couple schools, all the schools that were in Saskatchewan came. I even believe hair schools came. A couple local businesses, a couple businesses from the city, I believe, came, like the RCMP, people like that also came. I even think maybe the military came, I'm not sure. But for the school portion, there was 4 schools, and you had to like pick your presentations. You had to go to 3 school presentations for post-secondary. Like I said, there was all the schools in Saskatchewan, so I think 4 schools, like university type of schools, colleges, or tech schools, whatever you want to call them. Those, like, the 4 main in Saskatchewan came, and then 1 from Alberta and 1 from BC, and I think that was it. So they really did not set you up to leave Saskatchewan. I don't know, because the amount of schools, like I have a friend who goes to school in Guelph. I never even heard of Guelph University until I met my friend. And she heard about it at her career fair. I think, anyway, I'm pretty sure that's what she said. And she was from a much bigger city. So because I'm from a small town, I get the shit end of the stick not having as many opportunities presented to me. I could have done my own research, and I did, because I did apply to more than just the Saskatchewan schools. However, they did not set me up for more opportunities. It was the basic opportunities that most kids in my province stick to, especially most kids in my town stick to, but they didn't present any other opportunities for us, which I think is very sad, very pathetic, and very, I don't know any other words. But also I will point out, maybe it wasn't the school, like my high school, maybe it was the universities not wanting to come to such a small town. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, we'll leave that there. Okay, and then just to top it off, like I said, my graduating class had roughly 106 people, so we all knew each other. I literally think there was one person that had recently moved there that I didn't know, that I graduated with. That being said, a lot of the people, not just my grade, but the grades above me, the grades below me, a lot of the people in my town just aren't nice, especially when they're in high school. You got so many different groups flown around that, I don't know, it's hard to jive everybody together, even though we are a small town. One thing that I would put out into the open is that I guess my overall experience, these were the experiences that I had, but my overall experience was terrible, like you guys just heard about. I never really had a friend group. I was just bouncing from friend to friend, and then like my friends had friend groups, but I didn't have a friend group. And then so I felt left out. And another big portion of that is I moved away my grade 12 year. I still went to the same school, but my family and I moved a half hour out of town to where I currently am. That really put a damper on the senior year, 100%. People stopped asking me to hang out. People stopped really, I don't know how to describe it. People stopped associating with me after school. And yeah, I guess after school they just wouldn't ask me to hang out. They wouldn't ask me to do anything because they knew I lived a half hour out of town. So I don't know, that kind of put a damper on the senior year. It really ruined and wrecked my senior year. But I don't know, most of my friends actually came from work. I had a couple friends that came from elementary school, a couple friends that I met in high school, because there's 3 elementary schools that come together for one high school. So I met a couple people in high school, and then I met most of my friends at work. That's how I got most of my friends, from elementary school and work. And I don't know, I always just felt like the loner, and I don't know how to describe it. It just wasn't a good experience. It wasn't fun. What the school didn't help. I guess what the school did definitely didn't help. There was a lot of bullying and people being picked on, and not me personally, I should mention that first, but there was a lot of people getting bullied, a lot of people being picked on, a lot of people being excluded, left out, harassed, and the school did nothing about it, like literally nothing about it. I remember the one time the girl who picked on me, I flipped the switch with a group of girls, like 3 other girls. I've told this story before on my channel, but and we flipped the switch and we were mean back, and we got in trouble, but she never got in trouble for anything she ever did to us. Given I personally didn't ever tell them what she did to me, the girls, the one girl especially, I know for a fact, did tell them what the girl was doing to her, and they didn't do anything. But when she did something to the girl, they did something, like they punished the girl that was initially being picked on, if that made sense. That was a big ramble. But high school for me was not the typical time. I could not wait to be done. I feel like a lot of people just can't wait to be done. I couldn't wait to be done because I couldn't stand it. I wasn't one of those people that couldn't wait to be done because they wanted to move on with their life. They wanted to go to university and experience things. I couldn't wait to be done because I could not stand it. I really wanted to leave. I actually remember, I can't remember if this was elementary school or high school. It wouldn't have been like late high school, but I made a PowerPoint. I think I was between 10 and 15. Sometime in that time frame, I made a PowerPoint that I never did present to my parents, but I did make it, of why I wanted to go to boarding school and why I should go to boarding school. Honestly, the town I grew up in had a big portion of my negative experience. The school had a big portion of the negative experience. And yeah, I honestly don't know if I really articulated my experience or if I just mentioned the shitty parts that happened to me. My grades weren't good. I really didn't have good friends, especially now. I'm literally talked to one person I graduated with, I think. And then there's a couple kids that are younger than me that I'm still friends with. But from my graduating class, I literally talked to one person. So my friends back then were shitty and I just didn't realize it. Now that I'm older, I do realize it. Grades were trash. I was being picked on by some kids and some teachers. I don't know how to articulate it, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, because I feel like I really didn't get across how the experience was. I just mentioned the shitty things that happened, but my overall experience was terrible. I hated it. If I could have gone to a different school, I would have. If I could have gone to boarding school or just a different school, I would have. Storage got full, but we're back. But yeah, like I was saying, I just don't... Every time I do a video like this, I just don't feel like I actually get my message across of what happened and why it was shitty. I just state the shitty things that happened. So if you do have any questions, please leave them down below. I can get ready with me answering them, or maybe if there's enough questions, I will just make a video on it of itself. English is never there, but high school English sucked. Anyway, that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you did enjoy. I hope you, I don't know, are prepared. I just don't want people to think that they're gonna have the best time of their lives in high school, and high school is going to be amazing. I know people who have had amazing high school experiences. For example, the people that were picked for sports teams every single year, the people that were involved with the pep rallies and everything like that, the popular people, had a good experience. I myself was not popular. I did not have that experience. So I just want to get, again, like I said in my university video, I just want to get across that not everybody's going to have that perfect experience, and that there is a completely other side to that as well. So I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you subscribe so you never miss a video, and I will see you in the next one.